Here we go again. After a 90-minute scoreless affair between these two teams last time out, Peoria City and Chivas de Guadalajara getting ready to do battle once more here at Shea Stadium. It's going to be hot, humid, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. It's Copa Peoria. Welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I'm Cody Roskins. Alongside me, my broadcast partner tonight, Patrick McCabe. And Patrick, these two teams had a really physical match last time out. Tonight's going to be no different.
It's going to be no different. I mean, these two teams, you could see it from the first whistle. They were going to be a physical game. And, I mean, you could see that. All 90 minutes, didn't matter who was out on that field. It was going to be physical. And, you know what, the refs kind of let it go. And, honestly, I'm kind of happy for that. It was a very physical game. And, honestly, I'm just excited to see what happens tonight. It's going to be a hot one like you talked about. So I'm just excited to see what happens.
Many of the key players for Peoria City tonight getting the night off. So we're going to see a lot of fresh faces for the Flying Carp tonight. But they've got to really kind of get their groove back here, Patrick, because they've got a big date Saturday against Riverlight FC.
I mean, Riverlight and Peoria City, you know, they're two of the top teams in the Heartland Division. And, yeah, exactly. I mean, you're going to be expecting a big crowd here on Saturday night. I'd be shocked if you didn't. And, I mean, you know Riverlight because you call games for them. They're a great team. Peoria City is a great team. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. And, honestly, if you're not coming to this game, you got to watch it on the YouTube channel.
Absolutely. We'll be right back after a short break. You're watching Copa Peoria. And with that, welcome fans to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, where it's time for round two between Peoria City and Chivas de Guadalajara's U23 side. I'm Cody Roskins. Alongside me, my broadcast partner tonight, Patrick McCabe. Before we get too deep into the weeds tonight, I want to remind everybody that the inaugural Copa Peoria Series is presented by the Greater Peoria Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, with a mission to grow commerce, community, and culture for Latinos in Greater Peoria. The Chamber is sponsoring the two matches against Chivas de Guadalajara U23. Don't miss out on all the action with Peoria City and Chivas. Meet obviously tonight here at 7:30 on June the 12th. Peoria City is also powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group, and personal training and more at the House. Peoria City fans, if you're looking for affordable home and auto insurance, look no farther than FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency. Located in the heart of Peoria, the FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency has 6 full-time members offering more than 24 years of friendly, knowledgeable insurance experience. Call or text the FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency at 309-682-6610 to get a free auto or home insurance quote. Also, thanks to Underdog Sports and Fanwear for supplying youth soccer balls for Peoria City groups all season long. Head to the Underdog at 4650 North Brandywine Drive in Peoria for all of your sports gear and merchandise. We'd also like to recognize Peoria City Soccer Central Illinois Soccer Academy, the future of soccer here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media with how you can get involved. We'd also like to thank Central States Marketing for their support of Peoria City Soccer. We appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. Thank you to Fox Sports Radio for being right here in Peoria tonight, providing live on-site coverage at Shea Stadium, and you can listen on 101.1 for all of your Peoria sports coverage. I'd also like to take this time to thank our amazing food sponsors and food trucks for coming out tonight. Los Cabos, Valencia El Mirador, and Jens Pilarte for coming out tonight. And with that, we'll step aside after a short break.
Central Illinois, we're going to overtime. After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Eclipse Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams,
Your stories. Your stats and standings.
your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts. As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better.
With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds. CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action. More stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
And welcome back. We're at Shea Stadium just getting ready for national anthem for both the United States and Mexico, and the starting lineups to begin their way out. Patrick, it's a good scene here today at Shea.
It is a good day. Good crowd here at Shea Stadium as well. And again, this is what we're asking for: a physical game. And I mean, if it's anything like Game 1, this is gonna be a game to watch, and I'm really excited to see what plays out. Again, you have a great team for Peoria City. You have a great team for Chivas. You know, both teams really trying to prove themselves, trying to make their way up into the professional ranks. So you're going to see a lot of talent on this field tonight. I'm excited to see what these two sides kind of bring together.
Absolutely. Again, Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, the home site for tonight's Copa Peoria Round 2, so to speak. These two teams played just a few days prior on the 9th. Ended in a scoreless 0-0 affair. It was a very physical match. Multiple fouls, multiple cards. And that was just the clashing styles, I would think. Patrick there, obviously, a very physical brand brought from Chivas. Not necessarily a non-physical brand, but a much more calculated brand from the United States and Peoria City.
I would say so. I would say Peoria City is a bit, I would say both sides are very creative, but I would say Peoria City is definitely more of the tactical sense behind it. Not to say that Chivas is a fantastic team. I think we saw that in their first game. They were able to get through Peoria City's defenses many times. And again, I want to give my props to Peoria City's goalie, Lucas Fontana. A ton of great saves throughout that game. Really saved Peoria City and put them on his back the entire game.
It was a defensive masterclass between the two sides. As I believe we are getting closer and closer to the lineups being ready to roll out. Peoria City just off to the right-hand side of us here in front of the press box, getting ready to greet the young ones who will march out with both teams tonight. Patrick, again, it's we kind of touched on it in the open, but a lot of these players for Peoria City tonight, not typically the first team names, but it still presents an opportunity for them to show what they're made of against an international friendly scene and a very high quality.
Peoria side in 3 years. Again, like you talked about, it's not a lot of the starting guys, but there's still plenty of opportunity to impress. This team, Peoria City is one of the best teams in the Heartland Division, but that's not to say that some of these guys can make their way into that starting 11 or at least fight for a position, and that's that first guy off the bench, second guy off the bench. There's plenty of opportunities, and against a tough Chivas team tonight, anybody can impress.
We'll go ahead and set the table a little bit here for you for Peoria City. This is obviously a non-league affair, an international friendly, essentially a glorified exhibition between these two sides. But Peoria City very much in the thick of things in the Heartland Division, as Patrick said. Tonight, a very key matchup, though. Riverlight FC on the road to take on St. Charles FC down near St. Louis, Missouri. They're currently trailing St. Charles by 3 points. Obviously, a game ahead is St. Charles in terms of amount played. So that's a big affair because if Riverlight goes into that match, walks out with 3 points, guess where they're headed on Saturday, Patrick?
They're coming right here to Shea Stadium, and again, that is going to be a fantastic matchup. We saw that tie just about a week ago now. That was a fantastic matchup. You know that team very well because you call games for them as well. Saturday night, if Riverlight's able to come away with the win tonight, again, it's going to set up an all-important matchup for the Heartland Division going into really the second half of the season for USL2.
Absolutely, and of course, waiting in the weeds, it's kind of silly to say because they've been such a force in the division and the USL2 for 30 years, as this is their 30th year anniversary. But the Des Moines Menace just sit about 4 points off the pace, and they still have a road trip here. They'll still see Riverlight, and they'll still see St. Charles. So it's still all out in front of everybody with about 6 or 7 matches to play.
There's still plenty of season left, and really anything can happen. But if we've seen anything from this Peoria City side so far, they are a talented bunch. There's a lot of depth on this team, and really, they're probably one of the better teams in the Heartland Division. So I'm excited to see, but like you said, Des Moines Menace, they've been a team for a long time. They've had a lot of success throughout the years, and they're a team to be reckoned with. Same with Riverlight, same with St. Charles. So it's going to be an interesting finish to the rest of the season.
Well, we'll go ahead and quit yapping as we get set for the pageantry of the national anthems and the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps and face the colors atop the grandstand with your hand over your heart for the singing of the Mexican and United States national anthems.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero apresar y el bridón. Y retiembla en su centro la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Niña patria, tus sienes de olivos, de la paz del arcángel divino, que en el cielo tu eterno destino por el dedo de Dios escribió. Mas si osare un extraño enemigo profanar con tus plantas tu suelo, pienso patria querida del cielo, un soldado en cada hijo te dio, un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Oh, Satan, you sleep by the dawn's the spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the
And now let's meet tonight's starting 11s, beginning with the visiting Chivas. In goal, number 241, Cristo Navarrete. Number 186, Javier Guerrero. Number 237, Alexis Gallegos. Number 254, Joshua Anaya. Number 207, Mauricio Reyes. Number 199, Emilio Tame. Number 235, Isaac Martinez. Number 236, Juan Pablo Uribe. Number 211, Diego Martinez. Number 200, Carlos Corona. And number 209, Emmanuel Gutierrez. Head coach for Chivas is Pepe Melendez. And now let's meet the starting 11s for your hometown, Peoria City. In between the pipes, from Peoria, number 13, Lucas Fontana. From Dunlap, Illinois, number 2, Nick Senek. From Asuncion, Paraguay, 3, Elias Benitez Saiz. From Peoria, number 4, Joel McIntyre. From Accra, Ghana, 5, Abasa Uramiao. From Cambridge, England, 6, Jonah Steckley. From Setúbal, Portugal, 7, João Saraiva. From Washington, Illinois, 8, Miles Sabanabong. From Williamsburg, Virginia, 9, Justin Wilson. From Glenview, Illinois, 22, Denal Sergev. And from Ardrey, Scotland, 25, Joe McGuinness. Head coach for Peoria City is Mike Pay.
And with that, fans, we're going to go ahead and one more time read off those starting lineups for you. Patrick, what do you have first again for Chivas?
So for Chivas U23 tonight, in goal is going to be number 241, Aristas Navarrete. And the back line, number 186, is going to be Javier Guerrero. And at center back tonight is going to be number 237, Alexis Gallegos. The other center back spot, number 254, is going to be Joshua Anaya. And at right back tonight is number 207. That is going to be Mauricio Reyes. In the midfield, number 199 is going to be Emilio Tame. Number 235, Isaac Martinez. And number 236, Juan Pablo Uribe. And up top tonight is number 211. That is going to be Diego Martinez. At center forward position is going to be number 200. That's going to be Carlos Corona. And at right wing is number 209. That is going to be Emmanuel Gutierrez. For Peoria City tonight, in goal is going to be Lucas Fontana. Along the back line, right back is going to be, Nick Senek. At center back position tonight is going to be Abasa Rimanyaw. Number 4, Joel McIntyre. Left back is going to be Elias Benitez. In the midfield is going to be Jonas Steckley, number 6, Joao Saraiva, and Miles Sofanafong, number 8. And up top for Peoria City tonight is going to be number 9, Justin Wilson, number 25, Joe McGinnis, and number 22, Daniel Sergiev.
Thank you, Patrick, as the two teams get ready to take their respective formations. Just want to, again, do a little table setting here. It's just a beautiful night. It was a scorching hot day today in Peoria, and it's going to be that way for the foreseeable future, at least in the future forecast in Central Illinois for probably the next week to 10 days or so. And so Peoria City is going to get a quick taste of what they're going to be playing into on this weekend when they welcome Riverlight FC into town for the resumption of USL League 2 play. But again, they have to feel confident. They essentially played their first team against Chivas ceremonially in that first half, held them scoreless, nearly had a couple opportunities to get on the board, as did Chivas. But in the second half, they put in essentially what this group is on the field, and they also held Chivas scoreless. So one of these two teams is going to look for their first goal tonight in Copa Peoria.
Let's hope so. I mean, let's expect a high-scoring affair. At least that's what we hope so. But again, if it's anything like this, this first game, it's going to be physical. It's going to be defensive, definitely. It's really going to be a matter of which team is going to be able to break down each other's back line. Expect Peoria. Something I hope they can do tonight is be a little bit more on the counterattack. Something I saw a lot is sometimes Chivas was not able to get back fast enough on a couple of plays. And I don't think Peoria City attacked fast enough. So I want to see that tonight for this Peoria City side. If they're able to do that, I think Peoria City's going to be able to come away with the win tonight.
Chivas will have the initial honors tonight. They'll be working from left to right across your screen in their traditional kits. Red and white stripes across the front, triple-digit numbers on the back, and navy blue shorts. For Peoria City, they'll be rocking their all-black uniforms with gold trim. Sharp look as we are underway in round 2 of Copa Peoria. This is Carlos Corona. He'll lay it off. Corona tries to come away with it once more. Peoria City, again, these two teams very physical in the last match. Multiple yellow cards dished out. So they get out onto the front foot early. A little bit of danger here. It is stoked away, and it'll be a throw-in for Chivas.
Just 40 seconds into this affair as well. Already high energy from both sides. You saw Peoria City was already pressuring up high. So again, a lot of high energy already in this one. It should be a great affair.
Corona puts it inside, and Fontana, much like he did back on the 9th, was able to corral it. That throw-in was last made by 207 Reyes for Chivas. Danger mode here as Fontana just has to get it away. Saw a little bit of that in the last match, and we were touching on it here earlier, Patrick, that with these players not necessarily being the first team names out for Peoria City, they haven't had a ton of time to gel together on the playing field. Practice field's another thing.
Exactly. We saw that last night in the Springfield game as well. There's there's some chemistry development, but a lot of these guys, like you talked about, they haven't played a ton together so far. So they're still kind of gelling, finding the right positions to be in throughout the game, and finding who's going to be that communicator on the field.
Navarrete in goal for Chivas. 241 is his jersey number. He played essentially the last 20 minutes of the game back on the 9th. Had a couple of very good saves to hold that match scoreless. Miles Safanovong gets a quick touch, but now here come Chivas down the pipe. Back heel. Javier Guerrero lays it off. Emilio Tame. You'll see Chivas do this. They'll allow their center backs and fullbacks to play forward. They're not too worried about a counterattack. Nea, big ball forward. And a foul against Abasa of Peoria City. Aramiao picks up the foul, and that'll give Chivas the free kick.
Dangerous spot here for the free kick, just a couple of minutes into this game as well. So, you know, again, you don't want to be giving away those kind of fouls early in this game, but again, you're trying to set a tone of the physicality that you're going to bring to the table.
Juan Pablo Uribe trying to run it down for Chivas. That was Joe McIntyre, Peoria native. And the swing his right foot into that one to get it away. Appears Peoria City will delegate this off to Lucas Fontana. Peoria City's been really good on the second touch this season, Patrick, and a lot of that has to do because their goalkeepers have been able to push it past midfield on these free kicks.
Again, I think one of the key things about this Peoria City team is that you have, you know, three really strong goalkeepers in Sammy Slimmy and Lucas Fontana. Again, and you know, excuse me, and you also have Noah Griescheiber as well, who's only, you know, he's only a senior in high school, but he played, you know, the second half last night, and he played pretty well for, you know, being a senior in high school. So, you know, it's good having those, you know, three talented goalkeepers that, you know, in a pinch, they can come in whenever.
See a couple of high schoolers possibly take the field tonight as Carlos Corona run for it here. He has bodies. It's going to have to be Fontana. Abasa tries to get in front. Fontana with the stop. Another kick stop, this time by McIntyre. It'll belong to Peoria City. They dodge the first bullet of the match.
And again, it's you know, like we saw in that first game as well, a lot of goal-saving moments. And right there, Joel McIntyre makes a fantastic play, gets grabbed a little bit on the jersey, but is still able to get that ball away. They get the foul called, and, you know, Peoria City dodge a bullet like you talked about.
Midfield, which has been a strength for Peoria City this season, had one of their rare giveaways. Not necessarily in the midfield or the attacking third, a little bit of that mixer area in between, as this one will sail into the stands. So it'll belong to Chivas on the far-sided throw-in. And a foul against Chivas. It'll be a free kick to Peoria City and the Flying Carp. Miles Safanovong in a bit of a jersey change tonight, typically wears 17. Sports number 8 tonight. Washington, Illinois, his hometown, was a Peoria Notre Dame product, and there's a lot of those tonight on the 18-man roster. Excuse me, not 18-man. It's a little larger tonight with the exhibition. As again, Peoria City just seems to have a little bit of trouble on that back line between the center backs. Bodies forward for City. They're trying to play it over the top to Wilson. He's onside. Can he beat him? Left side, and it's just wide of goal.
Again, what a fantastic opportunity there for Justin Wilson, who's been known as the goal scorer of this team. Really, that's his main, you know, kind of position on this team, is being the goal scorer. Fantastic opportunity, even though it didn't end up in a goal, still creates a little bit of tension for this Chivas back line early in this one, you know, puts them on their heels a little bit.
With the goal kick to Navarrete, we want to go ahead and remind you that about Discover Peoria, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming events and festivals. Discover what you weren't expecting. Safanovong trying to navigate through traffic. This will fall to the feet of Saraiva. Now, wow, Saraiva putting a little bit of the blender. Now the back line of Chivas feels a little bit of pressure. Aramiao. Out of Ghana. His former product out of the MLS Academy of Philadelphia Union. Dealt with a couple injuries, Patrick, and that's what a league like this kind of serves. He dropped out of the MLS scene, found a couple playing spots. Now here in Peoria City, he's trying to navigate his way back.
Exactly. Originally being from Philadelphia, I remember when the Philadelphia Union signed him, and to see him sign here for Peoria City. Again, this is a league where players are trying to make their, you know, their way up to the professional ranks, or, you know, in the case of Abasa, make his way back to the professional ranks. You also have guys, you know, like Caden Hudson, like Noah Griefschreiber, who are high schoolers aren't even done with high school yet, just trying to get playing experience, trying to play up, 2 levels basically. So it's really a mix of players from, all over the line basically for soccer players.
Peoria City trying to recover after losing possession. So we exit the 8th minute. Would like to remind everybody about Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print, signs, banners, and marketing needs. Throw into the penalty area. Trying to send up that front channel. Joao Saraiva. Miles Safanovong. A little undercooked that pass. Elias Benitez Says playing on his home turf, member of the Bradley Braves. It's be a throw-in by Javier Guerrero. Choose a longer option, trying to find man up the line. Just had a ton doing. It's Gutierrez. Elias finds its way to Wilson. And a foul will be called. So Peoria City will surrender possession. Javier Guerrero tries to feed a ball forward. Juan Pablo Uribe. Wilson has it stuck to the front of his cleat twice. Tried to get it off. Bassa or Miao. Lay it off to Fontana.
Dangerous situation here for Peoria City, just trying to get it out of their back half and really struggling to get any ball across the halfway line.
And the officials will bring it back to that first foul against Chivas. Again, we should remind everybody about the rules with this international friendly. A little bit of custom substitution rules. It'll be unlimited amount of substitutions. However, if a player exits, he may not re-enter the contest. So we will see a ton of faces tonight. Well, Safanovong, McIntyre. Safanovong, very good distributor. He gets it out wide. Tries to get it to Sergev. Sergev dancing around, and goal kick.
He played an important role last night in the Springfield game as well. Played pretty much all 90 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So to see him back here out here tonight is an important player on this team, one of the older guys as well, and a younger Peoria City side. So it's interesting to see him play, 90 minutes back-to-back on back-to-back days. But again, he's an important piece of this offense, throughout the season so far.
And offsides. Near side linesman flag went up. Safanovong takes a quick glance, didn't like what he sees. Tries to swing it out wide. Says he'll whip it inside, trying to find a man out there. Running through the heart was McInnes. Small window, but the window was there.
The window is there, and again, it's just about pressuring that Chivas back line and, try to create chaos. That's the biggest thing as a forward, as a winger, is just to create chaos. And, even though it doesn't end up in a goal, just creating that kind of stress in a back line can really make the difference, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes down the line in the game.
So we have a down member of Chivas. So we hope everything's okay. We saw a lot of cramping with how quickly the heat dropped and dissipated here on the 9th, so we're hoping that's all that is tonight. So Peoria City will get a chance to talk, and the back line of Chivas will also congregate with Navarrete not too far out of the wind. Again, so far both teams have to be kind of pleased with how things have gone. I know roughly, call it essentially 14 minutes into the contest. Peoria City's had a couple of lapses at the back, but Chivas hasn't been perfect either.
No, and I completely agree. Again, you're seeing Peoria City, when they've had their offensive moments, they've been really dangerous. They just haven't been able to put anything in the back of the net right now. You know, again, on the back line, it's all about communication and chemistry. And, you know, especially this center back pairing of Joel McIntyre and Abasa Arimayal, they've only played together 2-3 games maybe at max throughout this season together. So, again, it's just about developing that chemistry, that communication. You know, that ultimately makes a good center back pairing and really just a complete, you know, back line in general. Because you're seeing Nick Senek. I mean, he's already played a pretty important role both on the back line, but also pushing this offense forward.
So Pier's training staff has worked their magic. We may be ready to go once more. Again, we were told prior to tonight's game there will be no hydration break despite the high temps. It is cooled off very nicely. You can actually stand outside, not have to be, you know, melting essentially.
I mean, when we got here, it was probably plus 90 degrees, I would say. And I would say just about 10 minutes before game time, the clouds overtook the sun. And, I mean, it is cooled off to probably a cool 80-something degrees right now. It's really perfect for soccer.
Yeah, we have it a little rougher than most. Not to say we have it rough at all, but we're up on the shingled roof here atop the press box at Shea Stadium. So some of that heat was radiating earlier. When me and Jonathan Michael were setting up for the broadcast today, we're like, really hope at some point we get some wind or something up here.
And we are starting to get that a little bit throughout this game. And as the sun goes down, it'll get cooler and cooler. But again, we're already, you know, we're 15 minutes into this affair already, and you're seeing a physical affair like we saw in game one, and you're seeing some good opportunities for both sides. For Peoria City, it's just about cleaning up that back line. Is that if you're able to get it out faster and create counterattacking plays, that's ultimately going to be the key to success for this Peoria City side in tonight's game.
As we get back underway, Ever Corona has checked into the contest for Chivas. Takes out Gutierrez. Elias. And McIntyre will lay it all the way off to Fontana. After 15 minutes, we want to remind everybody, Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group, and personal training and more at the house. Chivas will push it down that left wing. And officials, much like we saw back on the 9th, they're going to let not necessarily a lot go, but they will definitely call it within reason tonight. Maybe Chivas feeling there's a bit of an intentional shove off the ball.
You already see Peoria City playing a bit of a high line as well in this one, trying to be aggressive as much as possible, but also you don't want to play too high of a line and allow the Chivas side to get behind you, because they have a lot of fast wingers on this team that can easily beat you with a couple of steps.
Carlos Corona. Nice advancing pass. Uribe plays it inside. Chance for Chivas, and there it is. Lucas Fontana couldn't see it coming down the heart. Peoria City's line, as you said, got a little high, didn't get back far enough, and they couldn't cut off the Chivas attack.
And unfortunately, Chivas, again, a lot of these guys have played together for years now, and they have that chemistry. They know exactly where everybody is going to be on the field at all times. And just a couple of passes, 4 or 5 passes, and the ball's already in the back of the net. Again, that's what you like about this Chivas side. They're fast, again, extremely creative, great passing team. And unfortunately for Peoria City, they just were able to get the ball in the back of the net before Peoria City was able to realize it. Just, you know, fantastic play, but unfortunate for Peoria City.
Try and scope out that number for you when I can. I looked over there, and with all the 8, 6s, and 3s and the funky font they have on the back,
and
I
the
couldn't.
3 digits as well.
Yeah, which is a little different. So we'll get that goal scored to you once we can. But 1-0 Chivas in the first goal here at Copa Peoria in this second leg, essentially. be Isaac Martinez, we believe to be the goal scorer for Chivas. So now Peoria City will have to respond. They're coming off of a match last night, like we touched on, in the second leg of the Lincoln Cup against Springfield FC. They did lose, but they win the cup on aggregate 12-3, and so it was a good match for essentially this lineup that's on the field for Peoria City. As this one's lined inside. And it'll be a foul on Sergeyev of Peoria City.
Especially being down 1-0, you have to look towards your offensive weapons. And I think the key one that we've seen throughout the season is number 7, Joao Saraiva. Again, he's been a fantastic player, both creatively in terms of playmaking, but he's also been a goal-scoring threat throughout the season. Had a hat-trick against Sueno just a couple of weeks ago. You know, he has to be considered as a main attacking threat. And in a game like this, we're already down 1-0, still plenty of time. But, you know, you want to get him the ball and allow him to, you know, make magic with his feet because he's one of the best players on this Peoria City side.
McIntyre has it here for Peoria City. Here is Saraiva. Collapses the midfield. He'll be have it right here up to Safanovong. Long scans and Armiao. We go out to a near-sided Peoria City throw-in. After last touched by Chivas. And we'll once again stick with Peoria City. And a foul against Chivas. It's a tight angle down this near side here at the press box. I think our camera crew, though, doing a really good job tonight. Patrick Huber, Jonathan Michael doing an excellent job to try and get as close as we can.
It's a good opportunity here for Peoria City as well. Again, from the set piece, they've had some success throughout this season, but a good opportunity here just about 30 yards out from net. Try to put something in the back of the net here and try to tie this game back up early.
Safanovong. He definitely had the power, maybe a little too much. And it'll be a goal kick to Navarrete. There's a tough collision. It'll be a foul against Abasa of Peoria City. Again, he's a guy that Peoria City is really excited to have. Hasn't had a ton of time here in Peoria yet. You can just see the talent, the potential. Super tall, strong frame for a center back. There's a lot of utility on set pieces as well. And so as the season creeps on and they kind of get towards the weekend again and start back up in divisional play, he could be a weapon.
He could easily be a weapon. Again, he is the prototypical frame for a center back, especially being a stronger physical center back, I would say. Again, he's played sparingly throughout the first he's played a decent amount throughout his first couple of games here in Peoria, and I expect him to be used more and more, especially as he becomes more and more comfortable with this back line of Peoria City.
Here to Corona. Benitez Saiz tries to get from Saraiva. They'll continue to push on. Safanovong has numbers. Out wide to Sergeyev. Saraiva just trying to find some open real estate. Pressured well. Saraiva is fouled, cutting towards the ball to make a play. And we'll have a Peoria City free kick. So we've seen Safanovong take the initial opportunity of the night. See if he's the man to take the following.
Looks like he is going to be taking this one as well. Again, on a play like this, you're looking towards your tall players like Abasa Rimignol, like we just talked about, Daniel Sergeyev as well, but also look for one of the smaller guys like Joao Saraiva.
Chipped inside, and Navarrete was there. Free kick powered by Fox Pub and Cafe, member of our very own River City Brews Network. And now they'll break out with a big opportunity. Uribe Whips it inside. Corona was nearly there. Here's Justin Wilson as Peoria City tries to find an avenue in a counterattack. Well, out in front of Wilson. Guerrero. And now creeping in behind the defense on, and no, will be initially blown back for the offside. It was close.
It was very close. You know, as much as you want to get lucky on those types of plays, you also don't want to allow those types of plays. And Chivas is playing very free-flowing right now. They've been able to get behind Peoria City's back line a couple of times early in this one, including that goal early just a couple of minutes ago as well. So you want to see that back line kind of shore up their defenses and, you know, communicate, especially in a situation like this. Nick Senek made a fantastic save just a couple of seconds ago to get rid of that ball. Again, the Dunlap native has played, has played great in his minutes so far for Peoria City, and you like to see that continue throughout the rest of the season.
Benitez Seis trying to scan for an opening. Might go to Stefanov and Will. Left-footed effort, backside. Then now Sergev is there. He's got a cannon. Now it's about finding an opening. That'll trickle out of play, and it'll be a Peoria City corner kick.
It's a good opportunity here for Peoria City. Again, not much success on the dead balls, but again, corner kicks, anything can happen, especially for these offensive players. You're looking to create chaos. You're also looking for your taller players like I just talked about. In a situation like this, just put the ball in the middle, right in the middle of that 6-yard box and let chaos happen. That's that's what you want to happen.
Castle patio in, corner kick from Stefanovong. Nice job by Chivas. Getting a hat on a hat, so to speak. See what the official calls here. It'll be a foul against Peoria City. Almost a little bit of hesitation in there, like he was still making up his mind, but at the end of the day, call's a call.
Call is a call.
I'd be interested to see, because there was some, not necessarily chatter, but it was a very heated match between these two back on the 9th. And anybody who was within earshot of the benches heard it. And so it'll be kind of interesting to see how much, as this game kind of goes on, these officials let them play.
Oh, exactly. I think we saw the officials let them play a decent amount. In their first matchup, you saw a lot of physical play, especially like you're seeing right now. A lot of 1v1s, fantastic physical matchups between these two sides. It'll be interesting to see how much the referees let go in this one, especially as the game wears on, like you talked about.
And reminding fans that this match is a second part of the inaugural Copa Peoria Series, as Peoria City hosting Chivas, again, being put on by the Greater Peoria Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank them for all they've done to put today's match and the match back on the 9th on and the preparations for it. It's been an awesome event. You can tell it's just a packed house here at Shea Stadium. Ball whipped outside, trying to get it to Senek. Even if Senek had a horse, I don't know if he would have been able to track that one down.
I don't think he would have had a horse, unfortunately, on that one. But again, one of the cool things, like you talked about for this Copa Peoria Series, you see a lot of Chivas fans. This might be one of the only opportunities that a lot of these fans are able to see their team play in person, and that might attract fans to come next year and the year after that, especially as Peoria City, hopefully continues doing these international friendlies, which has brought a lot of attention to this team and, all the fantastic work they've done so far.
Now a big chance, but it appears we have an offsides along the near side. Don't tell the Chivas fans.
And I think they're slowly realizing that it was offsides. But again, fantastic play for Chivas, really breaking down this Peoria City back line. But again, you don't want to see that for this Peoria City side. You want to see them shore up to their fences and not allow breakaway plays like that where it's not a good likelihood for Peoria City and breakaway chances like that.
So Peoria City will have a chance to continue their run at leveling. That is a rough play from the back. Officials, again, we've said it, they're going to let a lot go tonight.
They're going to let a lot go tonight. I don't know about that kind of foul, but they are going to let a lot go tonight, which, you have to like, I guess, as a soccer fan. I personally like a little bit more physicality in my soccer games. I don't know about you, but I think in a game like this where both sides want to win, even though this is only an international exhibition, both teams want to win. They want to prove themselves And, again, this is all about moving up to the professional ranks, whether it be for Chivas in Mexico or for Peoria City in the college ranks or, playing for the MLS and abroad. It's all about proving themselves, especially in a game like this. They want to play hard. They want to move up.
Bassa cut it off. But to your point, Patrick, even for Chivas, these kids, for the most part, will have an outside shot looking in at getting to the net. Their senior team, and Fontana is going to have to make a last-second hustle to jump on top of it just in front of the oncoming Chivas players. But continuing on that point, these players are looking for real film and real production because, again, 23 years old, that's not necessarily win a bow. A lot of Europe, they'll make debuts in their teenage years, but they aren't far off from debuting for the senior side.
No, they are not. Again, you've seen a lot of these players throughout this game. They've made a lot of great plays. And Chivas, again, we've talked about it many times throughout this broadcast and our first game. Chivas is one of the biggest clubs in all of Mexico. And even though this is their U23 squad, this is still a very talented team. And, you could see 2, 3, 4 of these players potentially playing for this Chivas side in just a couple of years in the senior team.
Uribe gets a little tangled up. Guerrero. Yeah, we'll play it up through the middle. It was Corona. Just about 30 minutes gone here in this first half. Chivas leading 1-0 over Peoria City in the second leg of Copa Peoria. Again, first leg ended 0-0 after a 90-minute, I would call it a brawl. It was a very physical match, but both I think that teams enjoyed just because it was very different from what Peoria City will see in league play. And, of course, for Chivas, getting outside of Mexico in their domestic U23 league, it gives them a different perspective as well.
Exactly. I think it's all about, exposing yourself to different styles of play, both here in the U.S. and in Mexico. And, Chivas has played some talented teams in USL League 2 and in League 1, throughout the country. So it's exposing themselves to a new level of play, but also a different styles of play wherever they are in the country. And they've been exposed to the Peoria City side, and I think Peoria City will be a better team because they've experienced this Chivas side, who are a bit more physical than they typically see.
Saraiva, a little too much oomph on that one. Gallegos was the last one called for the foul by Chivas. So play resumes once more as Navarrete. Here's Gallegos. Corona's pass taken away. Now played to Safanovong. Now here's a real chance for Peoria City. Play backside to Sergev. Still free. Peoria City with it. Senek puts on a shot. It's blocked away. Naya again got in the way of that one. We saw a ton of the fullbacks and center backs blocking what would have been goals back on the 9th. Senek tries to lead Saraiva instead. Goes Corona. 2-on-3 coming this way. And you could see him try to get it to Uribe, but just never got a full swing into it. Peoria City really trying to put pressure along that back line. They've essentially put Sergev, Wilson, McGinnis all on either a center back or a fullback to try and let him sneak through.
You've also seen Saraiva drop deeper a lot of this game, trying to get passes from the back line and bring them forward. Main position, playing as a center attacking mid, but dropping deeper, especially in this game where you're trying to get balls up to that back line. Peoria City has the height advantage in a couple of players, especially Daniel Sergev, who's one of the taller players on this team.
This one lofted in. Serge is onside and couldn't keep it in play. It'll be a goal kick. He's a man out of Chicago State. Actually used to play on this very field as a Bradley Brave his first few years in college. Transferred up to the Cougars program last season and even saw Bradley come to their place. And escape with a very enthralling win. It was 2-1, if I remember correctly, late in that, 1-1 late in that game, and 2 of Bradley's 23 newcomers they had on their roster combined for the game-winning goal, one of which does play on Peoria City, but is not dressed tonight in DJ Kulai. And a foul again against Abasa. Now he's getting a little chippy, and he is not having whatever's going on over there, so hopefully this can get broken up quickly. Again, that's that chippiness we saw back on the 9th.
Exactly. Again, you like that kind of physicality a little bit, maybe a little bit, you know.
Within the run of play.
Exactly.
We're not.
Yeah, within the run of play, you know, you like that kind of physicality from this team, especially from your back line. You're trying to, you know, you're trying to keep this team secure along the back line. And it looks like he's going to get a yellow card there.
Probably lucky he wasn't a little more than that.
I'm a little surprised it wasn't a little bit more than that, but I think just trying to, you know, set the piece here early in this one. You're still 34 minutes into this one, still plenty of time. So, you know, he's going to have to play a little bit more, not more conservative, but just, you know, making sure he's not trying to cause this team any more damage.
35th minute we go. Peoria City likes to thank TDK Event Services, the official transportation partner of Peoria City. TDK is your premier destination for luxury transportation and event experiences. Learn more on their Facebook page today. Play resumes. Abasa gets the yellow card. So we will see how that maybe tempers things off here.
Patio in front of the President's Box, located between the grandstand and the Shea Brigade.
Martinez. Here comes Corona. Now Uribe. Uribe tries to get to the back heel of Corona. Now McIntyre makes a run through the midfield and turns it over. Carlos Corona now has a chance to get out on the front foot. Saraiva tries to flick it on. Gallegos. Martinez. Goal scorer earlier in the match and a foul against McGinnis. So, for all intents and purposes here, Patrick, it looks like at least in the last 10 minutes or so, obviously we'll have some stoppage time, but it looks like Chivas will hold the lead going into the break. What do you kind of want to see out of Peoria City in half number 2?
You know, I touched on it, you know, before in pregame as well, but you want to see them create some more counterattacking opportunities in a game like this where, you know, you have some – Peoria City has some talented players on this team who are able to create chaos, as I've mentioned, you know, a couple of times here. You know, they have some talented players. They just have to get the ball up faster towards those midfielders and those attackers. I haven't been able to do that much throughout this game, and if they're able to do that, they're going to be able to create some more chances. And, you know, they've already had some dangerous opportunities early in this game.
Reyes lost possession along the far touchline. It'll be a throw-in for Peoria City.
Once again, Alex Carmona and Embry Miller, your tonight's contestants for the $10,000 grand prize for the River Cup
And is
Foundation.
trying to
Please
get
report
possession
to
back
the
for his
President's
side.
Box. The patio in front of the
Now
President's
whipped
Box,
outside.
located between
Chivas
the
into the
grandstand
mixer.
and the
Headed forward and off the woodwork. Play continues on, but Peoria City is just watch some chances go by for Chivas. They've got to be thinking, man, it feels like this game's a lot more than 1-0.
It certainly feels like it at times. And, again, that's a lucky break there for Peoria City. That ball going off of the woodwork and luckily doesn't bounce in, goes out just far enough. They're able to clear it out. Again, dangerous opportunity there for Chivas. You really don't want to see that, especially when you're already down 1-0. You don't want to add to that score for Chivas. You have to create some more attacking opportunities. You have to get that ball up faster from the back line towards the attackers because they haven't been doing that a ton so far. It's a lot of back and forth passing, back to the keeper, You want to see more of those forward passes that are able to, get up to those attackers.
It was Javier Guerrero who had the header chance for Chivas to push them up 2-0. Ennis. Safanovong lays it off. Safanovong able to find Saraiva. Options out wide if he wants it, and does. Big play forward. Chance for Senek. Senek just couldn't get it on the inside of play.
Again, it's, plays like that off of a throw-in, some quick thinking passes, and it looks like they're going to be able to get a corner off of this one as well. Quick thinking passes, move the ball. You're able to move the ball up fast. You're going to get opportunities like that, and that's nearly a goal.
It'll be Castle's patio in, corner kick. Looks like Saraiva will take the set piece. Outbreaking ball, front post, still loose in the penalty area. Chivas running out with it, and Abasa from behind called for the foul.
Again, Alex Carmona, please report to the patio in front of the Bedman box.
Finally have it spotted on the infraction by Peoria City. Now Sergev all of a sudden comes away with it. Now here comes Joao Saraiva. Saraiva continues on. Saraiva with the shot. And scales it into the pines. That'll be a goal kick for Chivas.
And like I mentioned earlier, he's one of the main creators on this team, one of the main playmakers. And when you put the ball at his feet, watch what happens. And you see that there, although it doesn't end up in a dangerous opportunity for Peoria City, still being able to get behind, Chivas' back line and, able to get Peoria City up is the biggest thing. So putting the ball at Joao Saraiva's feet throughout the rest of the game is going to be a key part of Peoria City coming back in this one and trying to tie and at least maybe win this game as well.
Peoria City would like to thank this year's Fieldside Club sponsor, Volkswagen of Peoria, located at 2322 West Van Winkle Way in Peoria. Shop for new and used Volkswagen cars, trucks, and SUVs located in Auto House of Peoria. Again, just as quickly as the chances came for Chivas, they've since disappeared. Peoria City's had a few. It'll be a throw into Peoria City.
One player that really hasn't had a ton of offensive time so far, has been back a ton on defense, is Justin Wilson. Look for him to be a sleeper kind of offensive player throughout the rest of this game. You want to see the ball get to his feet because like I talked about, his main position on this team is goal scorer and putting the ball on the back of the net. That's the biggest thing for Justin Wilson, is having the ball at his feet in the 18-yard backs. When he's able to do that, he's a much more dangerous threat. And you want to see that, throughout the rest of this game, is try to get him more and more involved into the offensive side.
McIntyre lays it off to Fontana. And Fontana asking for everybody to push forward. And you hear Justin Wilson hollering for Sergev to join up and get out of the midfield. Oramiao lays it off to Fontana. McIntyre, take a quick glance. And finally pick him out. Wilson snuck inside to try and free up Benitez Sace. Stefanovong. His header will fall to Elias Benitez Sace. Now Saraiva to Serge. Chance here for Peoria City as we wind down half number one. Safanavong. Sayes will put it inside. Header chance. Falls to Saraiva. Puts it on. And it snuck through his legs. It's a goal. Joe McGinnis punches it through on the nutmeg goal. It's 1-1.
Fantastic play there for Peoria City. Again, the link-up play the last couple of minutes has been fantastic, and you see it there again. A lot of fantastic passes, great creativity, great vision as well. And Joe McGinnis, again, great composure in the box, loses the ball for a second, able to find it. Very lucky there, gets it between the 5-hole, gets it into the back of the net. Peoria City tied back 1-1 going into halftime. A big momentum shift over the last 10 minutes, I would say, for this Peoria City side.
A massive swing of momentum there as Peoria City will now find themselves headed into the locker room at 1-1 thanks to Joe McGinnis. Punching it through between the legs, Navarrete. Now the strong contingency of Chivas supporters here tonight in Shea Stadium roar back to life as they know we've got a brand new ball game. Nobody's going to be happier to see that go in than McGinnis. He is, in large part, really been not necessarily shut down, but he's had so much moving around to do in the midfield in transition, he hasn't had a chance to push forward. Somehow digging it out of the dirt. Wilson out wide. Elias. Steckley. Man on. Saraiva has to get rid of it. Now we have stoppage in play for an injury. There's Guerrero. He's down clutching that right ankle. But again, just kind of touching on what that goal means in this one, Patrick. Again, it's an exhibition match. A lot of people would throw their hands up, well, why does it really matter? Again, when's the next time you're ever going to see an international friendly again if you're playing? Like, unless you make it professional.
Exactly. I mean, you'd like to see Peoria City do more of these international friendlies going throughout the years because you see the crowds here. They come out for this kind of event because they recognize that not only is Chivas a massive brand, not in Mexico, but also here in the U.S. as well. Peoria City is growing as a team since year 1 to year 2 to year 3. They've grown dramatically, and you're seeing some fantastic play. The big thing, again, like we've touched on a couple of times throughout this broadcast, these guys are trying to prove themselves. Joe McGinnis just proved himself as a good finisher, I would say.
It'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time here in half number 1. Got my clock started just a few seconds afterwards, so we'll take educated guesses here as to the end. But time is officially being kept on the field now. And Miles Safanavong and Joao Saraiva. And now there's words being had as Saraiva shoves him off the ball. So it looks like Saraiva will have the opportunity as we're about 50 seconds into stoppage time. Again, a lot of height here for Peoria City. If Denal Sergev can sneak into the back and maybe get at least a good header ball on goal, a ricochet may be allowed. Saraiva going that way. Chance for Peoria City, and it's just wide right.
Just a little bit wide there, but that must have been off the practice ground because that was a fantastic, well-designed play for Jonas Steckley. Very nearly gets it into the back of the net. Just a little bit wide right there, unfortunate. But, again, fantastic play for Peoria City. The momentum has swung in their favor, and it's really about who's going to come out of the locker room with the momentum in the second half. Who's going to come out with the energy. Right now, Peoria City has that energy and momentum.
One of the few times tonight, Wilson able to put it forward. Got a chance. It's still loose. McGinnis on his feet, and a foul called, free kick in a dangerous spot. And maybe McGinnis is thinking, wow, we might have had the advantage there. And he'll have the first yellow card of the night against Chivas.
Fantastic spot here for Peoria City. Just about 20 yards out from net. You can put this one on net here and see what happens. Well, I'll be interested to see who's going to take this one. Looks like Joao Saraiva and Daniel Sergiev are over the ball right now. We'll see who ends up taking that one.
Again, we are now over the 2 minutes of what they hollered up to here would be the amount of stoppage time. So this will essentially be at the horn. I guess if you're more familiar with basketball or football, this will essentially be right at the buzzer. 2 minutes and 20 seconds have gone by. Joao Saraiva had a beautiful opportunity last time out to send one in, and Steckley nearly pounded it into the back of the net on the header. So we'll throw our hands up in the air and wonder what'll happen next. We'll see also the tactic by Chivas. How big of a wall do they want to trot out? A lot of height. Do you maybe want to put 2 bodies on Surge? Do you want to try and find the height for Peoria City and make them play it on a second ricochet? The lone man back is Abasa. So essentially everybody minus Abasa and Fontana forward here for Peoria City.
Most likely going to be the last play of the half, so you might as well throw everyone forward and create and try to put this ball in the back of the net and really have the momentum swing in your favor.
So Joao Saraiva will take it. It'll be a 5-man wall for Chivas. Surge puts on a shot. It's in! Can you believe it? Magic at the end of the half. Just as it seems Peoria City may have their heads down, headed into the locker room. 2 goals in 10 minutes, and it's all Peoria City as we head into the locker room.
What a beautiful shot there by Daniel Sergiev. Well-placed shot into the top of the net. Fantastic play for Peoria City. And I saw DJ Kulai run all the way from Peoria City's side of the field all the way along the sideline, and you can probably see him in the celebration spraying some water up. That's what this team is all about, chemistry. There's some fantastic chemistry throughout this team, from the starters to the high schoolers. There's some fantastic chemistry. What a fantastic swing of events for Peoria City as well. Up 2-1, go down 1-0 early, and 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. The momentum has really swung in Peoria City's favor. And again, fantastic shot by Daniel Sergiev to put Peoria City up 2-1.
There is the halftime whistle. The Chivas fans not happy about it, but it won't matter. The scoreboard will stand as is. It was an enthralling first frame of 45. We'll go ahead and take this time to remind some of our viewers about our sponsors that make this broadcast and others in the future possible. Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the house. Peoria City fans, if you're looking for affordable home and auto insurance, look no farther than FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency. Located in the heart of Peoria, the FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency has 6 full-time staff members offering more than 24 years of knowledgeable insurance experience. Call or text the FC Allstate Insurance Sang Safanavong Agency at 309-682-6610 to get free auto or home insurance quotes. Also, thanks to Underdog Sports and Fanwear for supplying youth soccer balls for Peoria City groups all season long. Head to the Underdog at 4650 North Brandywine Drive in Peoria for all of your sports gear and merchandise. We'd also like to thank Peoria City Soccer's Central Illinois Soccer Academy. The future of soccer is here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media to see how you can get involved. We'd also like to thank Central States Marketing for their support of Peoria City Soccer. We appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. We'd like to thank also our great food truck sponsors and partners coming out for tonight. Phoenix Cafe, Hanse El Mirador, Los Cabos, and Spolarte as well. After rocking out with us all season, Maddox also coming back this season at halftime for Peoria City events as we get ready for the tennis ball toss challenge. I'd like to remind our fans about one last sponsor. Peoria City is excited to introduce our River City Brews Initiative, a network of local bars and restaurants who support our club. While offering them exclusive perks all season long, head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com and click the River City Brews tab to see all participating sponsors. We're going to step aside for a short break. Don't go anywhere. It's Copa Peoria, and it's been madness through the first 45 minutes.
Central Illinois, we're going to overtime. After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Clutch Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams,
Your stories. Your stats and standings.
your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts. As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better.
With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds. CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action, more stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
Welcome back, Peoria City fans. 2-1, the Flying Carp at the break over Chivas. I'm Cody Roskins, and joining me, a very special guest, Matt Sheenan of Peoria City. And Matt, it was about a 10-minute spurt. I don't know how much of it you saw making your way up here, but an exciting finish to the half.
Oh, it was great. I was on the field getting video of our guys, trying to get those highlights as we always do. Beautiful goal by Joe McKinnis, really shows the grit that he had. But that second goal by Danny Sergev so far off the free kick right outside the box, that's like highlight of the night so much. I'm hoping we get some more in the second half.
Now, focusing more on the event itself, Chivas coming to town is no small note in the histories of Peoria City soccer. What's it kind of mean to the community, the growth? Obviously, you've had a lot of cooperating sponsors to put this event on.
Well, I've said this a couple times to people. I think that this is probably the biggest event that Peoria soccer in general has ever seen. I mean, this is a 4-day event. I mean, we started back on Sunday. It's Wednesday now. We're wrapping it up tonight. But 2 international friendly matches, 2 meet and greets, and we sprinkle in a couple extra things, right? Some kids camps, some visits to different local businesses, supporting our local community. It's just been fantastic, and I think it's blown out our expectations, which are already super high. So it's been incredible.
Now, not to move on to the next topic, but a very important stretch of games coming up for Peoria City. Obviously, we kind of have our eyes on one tonight, Riverlight FC in St. Charles. Peoria City sitting very much in a position to make the postseason for the second time in 3 years, obviously only the third year of the club's existence. How exciting is that to have that kind of success early on?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, to get that draw against Des Moines game 1, kind of go on a win streak, that was great for us. I mean, we didn't let up a goal for a couple of games, and the goal differential was plus 16 for us, and we're still leading in the league by that. But these next couple of games are crucial. They are must win every single one. Riverlight on Saturday, we got to beat them. We got the draw against them a couple weeks ago. We need the W and the 3 points this Saturday, and then we got St. Charles a couple times. We have to win every single game. We don't want second place in this league. We want first.
Absolutely. And just last question for you here, Matt. It's been an incredible start, obviously, to your time here at Peoria City. Do you have a favorite aspect of the job, favorite memory thus far through 3 years?
I think just cooperating and collabing with the players with videos and social media. It's just been so much fun for me to be out there on the field side, and getting those highlights of the goals, the assists, the blocks that Lucas Fontana and Sammy Slimmy are getting this season, and just working with them because they love it, the fans love it. And we have a lot of international guys, so a lot of the family and friends of these guys can't be here, and so they're living through the social media. And so I think just connecting with that and knowing our surroundings and giving them a bit of a show from thousands of miles away, that just brings me a lot of joy.
Absolutely. Just a handful of minutes left here before we get back to halftime. I want to thank you again, Matt, for coming on. And again, we'll step aside for another short break. Thank you again, Matt.
Good stuff. Yeah, thank you.
as well, really was able to put it in the top of the net and really just, again, fantastic for Daniel Sergiev, really kind of decoy that play, and that's something probably off of the practice ground right there for Peoria City. So I give my props to the players for executing such a fantastic set piece. And again, going into the second half, you're expecting Chivas to come out of this locker room firing on all cylinders. You want to see that second half of the first half Peoria City team be able to take Chivas, and going into the rest of this game, it's going to be physical. That's the biggest thing. We didn't see as much physicality in the last 10-15 minutes. I expect that to ramp back up to what we were seeing in the first game and really the first 30 minutes.
I want to go ahead and give you a quick rundown of the stats. Again, an exhibition match, so no official stats kept or will be recorded. But what we have on the scoreboard tonight, 7 shots for Peoria City, 1 save, 2 corners for Chivas. 4 shots, no saves, no corners. And so it's just kind of been one of those weird run against the grain, run against the run of play kind of games that first half. It was a ton of opportunities for Peoria City. They didn't really punch any through until the last few minutes like we mentioned, but it really stunned this crowd because it's so heavy in favor of Chivas.
It really is. You're talking about probably a 75-80%, Chivas fans really takes them out of the game because they are a loud crowd. When Chivas scored that goal, I'm sure you could probably hear it at home, folks. They are a loud crowd, and they could hear them. And those 2 goals really was able to take the crowd out of the game. Usually it's a Peoria City crowd. There's a decent bunch that come out to these games. It's been Chivas these 2 games, really. Taking those fans out of the game is going to be beneficial for Peoria City going into the rest of this game.
It was raucous, it was rampant. It's any adjective or superlative you want to throw at it. We had an exciting first 45 minutes. We're in store for more here in half number 2. We do anticipate quite a few substitutions like we saw back on the 9th. So if you had a favorite first half hero, might not see him again for the rest of the match, unfortunately. Again, unlimited subs tonight between Chivas and Peoria City with an international friendly and a little bit of custom rules as well. So we'll eagerly await to see just how many of either team's side stay on. Chivas was a little more conservative back on the 9th, but they did make some moves there in the first half. But Peoria City, we saw on the 9th, essentially swapped out the whole starting 11 minus the goalkeeper.
Which is, kind of, I feel like you see that a lot in summer ball as well. You see players try to keep them fresh as much as possible when you have so many games kind of back to back to back. I mean, Peoria City played on Sunday, you played yesterday, they played today, and they play Saturday. That's 4 games in just about a week. You have to keep those players fresh as much as possible going into Saturday night, which is going to be, we'll see the end result of that St. Charles and Riverlight game. But either way, it's going to be a very important matchup and really could be a decider for how this Heartland division ends up turning out at the end of the regular season.
Absolutely. So again, about 4 minutes and change. So we encourage any of you sitting at home watching. I want to again thank you for doing so and joining us on this beautiful Wednesday night here in Peoria. But if you have a few minutes, go ahead. Make a quick run to the refrigerator. Essentially, maybe I kind of want to run to the concession stand real quick. So, I mean, we saw some of the great food truck sponsors we have out there tonight, and let me tell you, it was very tempting not to snag something on the way in.
You know what? I did take some. I got some food. I got a medium quesadilla from Phoenix Cafe. I'm going to shout them out here because they are a fantastic food truck. I got a churro from them as well. If you haven't seen this food truck in Peoria, make sure you go see them because, again, fantastic food. I've gotten food from them a couple of times. And Peoria City has had some of the better food arrays, I would say, so far. A lot of great food trucks, a lot of different, types of food as well. And again, I think that draws people in because you see all these fantastic food trucks. You want to support local businesses.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little dig of research here. As I know a lot of us are kind of at home taking a peek at both games tonight, but be Riverlight FC again and St. Charles FC, really the match to watch if you're a fan of the Heartland Division or USL 2, because there's 4 teams really jockeying for position tonight in the Heartland Division, and Des Moines in action as well. So they are just a few points off the pace. Nothing on Riverlight FC's Twitter, but I have to imagine if that game ends 3 points either way, it doesn't necessarily end one of their team seasons, but it definitely makes things very interesting down the stretch.
It looks like St. Charles is up 3-1 over Riverlight.
So we'll take.
I expect Peoria City to continue their success. That's the biggest thing for me. It's just continuing what they've done and continue that.
And this really, again, prepares Peoria City well for what they're going to be running into in the next week. Again, 4 games in 7 days roughly is about the toughest stretch that you could ask for in the USL2, with how quickly cramped the schedule can get and how quickly spaced out it can get. And that's essentially why Peoria City was able to get this event and a few other exhibitions.
And it looks like it's going to be roughly the same team for Peoria City in the second half. Except I do see Pepe Millardo, who has come in moments last night, and that's why they ended up winning that game. Peoria City recognized that, and they want to come out hungry tonight, and they did. The first 30 minutes were not indicative as well. The last 10, 15 minutes are the performances we've seen from this team throughout this season. I like to see that continue going into this second half as well, with pretty much all of the same guys with all the momentum.
Not many changes to report for Chivas either, so it appears both teams will be running it back with essentially the same 11. Still no goaltender for Chivas. They may be making a switch there. It'll be Axel Leyva. He started game 1 of this series back on the 9th. Went 70 minutes without allowing a goal. And appear a few more subs will come into the game for Chivas. It'll be Hernandez, 233, checking into the game, as well as Pina, Leonardo Torres. A few others. So they're essentially marching out some of the starters from back on the 9th to try and maybe close this game out.
That's what it looks like as well. I think they recognize that this is a game that still could be won for either side. This game is far from over, and if it's Chivas of the first 30 minutes versus Peoria City of the last 10, 15 minutes, we're in for an exciting last 45 minutes plus stoppage time in this one. Some fresh subs as well will bring some fresh legs. We'll see how this Peoria City side react up 2-1. It'll be also interesting to see how this Chivas side reacts as well, being up 1-0, then going down 2-1 quickly.
So Chivas working their way around. A few more subs again coming in. So Pepe Mellado will make a move into the ball game for Peoria City. He was a man with a lot of pressure on his shoulders back on the 9th. Played a very physical, good game from kind of that holding midfield to attacking midfield position, but had a chance very late in the game, past the 85th minute, to score a penalty kick that initially would have put Peoria City up in the driver's seat, but Axel Leyva, Navarrete was in the goal at that time, and just, I don't know if it was poorly struck or just mishit, but it didn't go all that far and all that fast, and that ultimately being the play of the game.
It did end up ultimately being a play of the game, and unfortunate as it is, sometimes that is, sometimes it rests all on your shoulders, and as much as you don't want that to happen, for Pepe Millardo, unfortunately, that was the decider in that game. Again, that's the biggest thing for him, is just coming out in this game as well, coming back, and I'm sure he's probably coming back with a vengeance. He wants to make things right and try to put something in the back of the net tonight.
Peoria City in possession, again moving left to right across your screen here in half number 2. Armiao. Here is Mellado. Gets it right back. Tries to flick on. Has his pocket picked. Nice move though. Steckley. And offsides. About a half a step too much there for the City forwards. So free kick coming for Chivas. Not often you see the goaltender almost 25 yards down the field. Tough upending play. Chivas on the front foot, though. Got some options. Tabasa gives it away. Quick shot blocked by McIntyre. and it will stick with Peoria City. It's a lot of power behind that last shot there, Patrick. And McIntyre's not there. Fontana doesn't have a ton of time to react to that.
He really does not have a ton of time. So, again, fantastic goal-saving play by Joel McIntyre. Had that goal saver in the first half early in the game, trying to set the tone. And, again, saves another one there, taking one to the back. Probably going to sting a little bit tomorrow, but in a match like this where you're trying to win against a tough Chivas side, you got to do what you got to do. And, again, great play by Joel McIntyre.
And McGinnis is fouled. Mike Pay not all too thrilled about some of the whistle antics going on from, I guess, either side, but Chivas a couple times as Fontana has kind of roll away. And now he'll play it out for a Chivas throw, rolling the ball after the whistle. Again, it's a bit of gamesmanship. At the same time, it can be a little demoralizing for Peoria City, who thought they had a chance to go. And now Safanovong fouled from the back. This is a lot like what we saw back on the 9th, Patrick, where Chivas came out, was very physical to begin the half.
Exactly. I think they were trying to set the tone of physicality as well. They're trying to take back this lead as well. When you go down, when you're up quickly and you go down quickly as well, you want to get that possession back. You want to take the momentum back. And when you have such a big momentum shift like Peoria City had, you want to set that tone early and often in the second half. And that's what we've seen from Chivas so far.
Might not be a bad approach. Safanovong to Sergev. It'll be a throw-in for Peoria City. They're trying to go quick. Surge. There'll be a foul against Chivas. There's both Wilson and a member of Chivas down. Didn't quite catch the number. But Wilson immediately clutching his face. His bodies collided.
Hopefully both players are okay as well.
Both kind of clutching either the side of their head or their face. So again, hoping that it wasn't head-to-head contact. And now Justin, very fired up after. And it appears Justin might be maybe cut. Mark Colston, the athletic trainer there for Bradley University, filling in tonight for Peoria City to help out. So, still waiting for the resumption of play. And now we'll have a yellow card as in between the whistles again, moving it. That is Carlos Corona. Not the first time we've seen that from either side, but it started to draw the ire of Mike Pay and started to let the officials know about it.
This free kick is sponsored by the Fieldhouse Bar and Grill, member of our very own River City Brews Network.
Looks like both players are okay as well, which is always a good thing. It'll be good to have Justin Wilson back on the field as well. Again, not a ton of offensive production from him in the first half. You want to see him get some more offensive time because, again, he is a goal scorer for this team. When he has the ball at his feet, he's a dangerous weapon for this Peoria City side.
Urami out. Plays all the way back to Fontana. Safanovong will be the first one there for City off the first touch. Now a poor giveaway. Chivas does a good job playing the lanes, but City has it back. Physical play along that far side. Axeleva. Again, he is in goal for half number 2 for Chivas. Started the first 70 minutes of the contest back on the 9th on Sunday. Now big run forward. It'll be over to Fontana.
Lucky break there for Peoria City as well. Again, that was a fantastic breakaway for Chivas. You really have to keep in mind how fast some of these wingers are for this Chivas side. They're really dangerous, and they can create opportunities in the blink of an eye, and we saw it there. Just a very lucky for Peoria City. They just put a little bit too much on that touch. Was able to knock it out, luckily for Peoria City, and to get the goal kick.
It was David Zavala making that last push forward for Chivas. Surge able to flick it forward. Again, it's going to at least try and put some pressure on. Mayado. Had a battle forward and a foul against City. A lot of the Peoria City fans weren't fans of that one, as it's chipped forward for Chivas. Puts it forward, and it skates just wide as Lucas Fontana stared at it and was in good position along that near post. But again, one of those opportunities for Chivas where it's looked awesome in the attack, but just the last 6 feet or so haven't gone their way.
Very lucky. Again, just within the last minute and a half, you've had 2 really lucky breaks for Peoria City. And again, it's showing how fast and dangerous this Chivas side are. You can see how quickly chances are able to be made for them. Just lucky breaks. Lucas Fontana was in the right spot there, but again, still a dangerous opportunity that you don't want to see very much of going into the rest of the second half of this Peoria City side.
Aramiao tried to pressure on, did a good job to stop the forward push. Carlos Corona. Again, bodies flying everywhere. A little bit of ping pong going on right now.
Looking a lot like hockey.
Wilson appears to be okay. Doesn't have a great first touch there. Stefanovong tries to pressure on. Nice ball through the middle. Shot on the way and is blocked by Abasa. Up to the top of the box. No foul. Nice job by Peoria City. Play without fouling there in the penalty area, but Chivas has done a really good job here, Patrick, of opening up this second half with a vengeance.
They've played dangerous so far. A lot of great chances along the wings for Chivas. And again, here we see fantastic play.
Senek tried to get on Zavala's hip, couldn't do it. Now Zavala inside. Corona comes in, Abasa with the clearance. City still needs to hold the shape strong, and it sailed wide left.
Right now, Peoria City is a bend, don't break mentality, really trying to hold this Chivas side off, who have come off really strong in the first 10 minutes of this second half. They've had a lot of momentum throughout the second half so far.
And it appears one of the members for Peoria City is down. It would be Nick Senek. Fontana just checking up on him, and there'll be a yellow card issued, looks like to Senek. And maybe it was for the initial tug on the jersey that they allowed play to move forward. And so that's a good job by the officials that we talked about in the first half. They played the advantage, and now that they can go back, then they'll issue the card.
I think that is going to be the call as well. And again, I do appreciate that kind of play from a referee. You let the play go on, but you still recognize, all right, he committed a foul. Definitely, it's a professional foul. A yellow card offense, but you let the play go on, still allow the other team to create something.
So Fontana has the honors following the yellow card handed out, and Peoria City will try and find some forward momentum. Again, it was a really solid last 10 minutes of the first half that saw Peoria City go from down 1-0 to up 2-1. Nice header. Won by Chivas. Stefanovong now turning the corner on Benitez 6. It's chipped inside, and it's in! Equalized! Chivas levels 2-2.
And just like that, Chivas ties this game back up. Again, in the blink of an eye, you see this Chivas side able to dice up this Peoria City back line and a fantastic arcing ball into the box. And that's an easy ball there to put in the back of the net. Chivas ties this game back up at 2-2. Peoria City needs to find that momentum they had in the last 10, 15 minutes, because that's when that team was at their best. Right now, Chivas has that momentum.
Buckle up, everybody. Here we go. 58th minute we go, and Jorge Rodriguez getting ready to check into the game for Peoria City. And it appears that will be the case. So Nick Senek is done as chirping goes on right in front of the press box between the benches. So again, if you don't think these two teams don't want this, check again. So Senek's night appears to be done.
It looks like Jonas Steckley is going to move to right back as well to allow Jorge Rodriguez to come into the midfield for Peoria City.
We'd like to thank Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print signs, banners, and marketing needs. Also like to remind everybody about Discover Peoria, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River. Thriving with craft distillers, museums, outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming festivals and events. Discover what you weren't expecting. Fontana in a little bit of trouble. Chance to push forward here, all the way back to Leyva. It's Fanavong. To Benitez. It's outside to Surge. Montana trying to find an avenue. Now a press coming from Chivas. Steckley. Steckley, quick throw in for Peoria City. Wilson able to get it all the way to McGinnis. McGinnis up to Wilson. Wilson with the chance. Wilson whips it in. And just a little bit behind. But City still with it. Corona lays it off. Chivas will mount the pressure the other way. Zavala tries to go 1-2. Nice tackle, though, by Mayado. It'll be a Chivas throw-in. It's gone almost eerily quiet here the last 3 or 4 minutes, Patrick. And a lot of that has to do, I think, both these teams have locked in and said we aren't losing and we aren't tying tonight.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to see a lot more open play, and you're seeing that from Peoria City right now, bringing a lot of players forward and try to get something, try to take back that momentum, because Chivas has had it in the first 20 minutes, or 15 minutes, excuse me, of the second half.
And it's out for a Peoria City throw-in, deep inside enemy territory.
Chivas goal scored by number 190, David Zavala.
Whipped into the penalty area, and Leyva's there. It appears Mike Pay might be getting ready to not necessarily empty his bench, as there are no limits on substitutions tonight, but 3 or 4 bodies for the Flying Cart getting ready to enter the contest. We just saw them take their warm-up trot. And looks like both the Madrigals and Passetti both getting ready as it's laid off to Pepe Mayado. Mayado trying to get to that left foot, puts it on, and it's wide right.
A good opportunity there for Mayado coming into this game in the second half, trying to set that tone. And again, a great shot there, just not on frame, unfortunately, for the Bradley Brave, but still a great opportunity for Peoria, who are trying to get this lead back quickly.
3-year player at Bradley University. Now getting a chance to play his first semi-professional ball here at his former stomping ground. As Benitez does a good job stepping in front. Chivas outside. Carlos Corona. Now Leonardo Torres. And McInnes is undercut. And subs getting ready to enter the contest for both sides. Looks like 5 in total between the two teams. Caden Hudson, the high school product, will be one of them for Peoria City.
18 Noah Madrigal, 19 Caden Hudson, and 23 Emilio Madrigal.
So Emilio Madrigal, Nick Madrigal, and Caden Hudson. A couple moves on the outside wings and now outside backs. And it'll be Chivas making rotations as well. Get those to you as soon as we can. As while Pablo Uribe's night is done, he has been substituted out.
Chivas substitutions, 93 Danny Cervantes.
And Madrigal typically sports a different Peoria City number. Will he's sporting 18 tonight. '64th minute we go. Peoria City is proud to partner with Prairie Home Alliance, the official sponsor of the Peoria City Play Packs. Pick up a play pack before game time and enter the halftime tennis ball challenge. Again, no matter what happens, if the score holds level, we will not play overtime and we will not play penalty kicks, no matter how badly both sides might want to find a winner out of this 2-game set. And this is a really good job on a first and second touch. They'll say play on. McGinn is still trying to find an avenue. Now Caden Hudson, the high school product out of Peoria, Notre Dame, draws the Chivas foul. 3 high schoolers on this roster tonight for Peoria City. Haven't seen Tommy Graham yet, the future Bradley Brave. He will be headed to the Hilltop this fall and begin his collegiate playing career. Trying to get it over to Madrigal. Now to Hudson. Hudson puts on a shot. It hit the frame. Hit that back netting, but that's a really good sign for the high schooler to be in this game early in his shift.
Exactly. Again, you're trying to bring the energy, especially as a high schooler, a guy who's really just trying to play levels up and gain that experience and come back to high school a better player. Fantastic play for Hudson, who, again, is probably one of the better high school players in the Central Illinois era, and he's going to be a highly recruited athlete.
Now Nick Madrigal plays it through. Here's a chance for City. Shot on the way, and it's wide right. Another opportunity for City with those fresh legs at the forward positions. They're knocking on the door. And a yellow card is issued to number 223 of Chivas. That'll be Hernandez. So again, we saw a lot of yellows back on the 9th, and tonight's more of the same. Just shows how badly both these teams want it, and it's been a fun one.
It has been a fun one to call with you so far. Again, 4 goals in this one, a lot of physical play, but you love to see that from both of these two sides. They're trying to prove themselves, trying to prove why they want to go play in college, in the pros, for their senior team, for Chivas. They want to play more. That's the biggest thing about this USL 2 league, is all these players are trying to prove themselves, try to get more playing time, and also maybe trying to get a professional contract as well.
Ennis trying to fight through some traffic. Ended up back with the throw-in. Now Nick Madrigal, he's a veteran. Not his first time here at Peoria City. And Pepe with the poor touch. He'll go back to Chivas. Zavala initially thought about the throw-in. Instead, He will delegate. Lassa tries to win the header. It will stick with Chivas. Quick flick back. It's Emilio Madrigal trying to force the issue for Peoria City. Big push forward, and Chivas will clear it all the way to Fontana. 68th minute we go. And this, the inaugural Copa Peoria Series. I want to thank Peoria Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for helping with this event. This one gets by to Madrigal. Madrigal, could the Prince of Peoria do it? Hesitates, fires, and it's blocked.
Quick props before this corner kick. What a ball in from Caden Hudson. Again, fantastic ball. Is able to get his way between defenders and finds Noah Madrigal. Caden Hudson has really proven himself over this season so far. And in the short couple of minutes, he's really played well.
It'll be a corner kick, Castle's patio corner kick coming up. Outbreaking ball for City. It's still loose. And a foul inside the penalty area against, Peoria City, trying to essentially dig that ball out of the ground. So we are, again, creeping towards the last 20 minutes here in Peoria. It's been an awesome 4-day stay for Chivas, meet and greets, and then all that sandwiched in the middle of 2 games. They played a scoreless draw. Now we'll have a yellow card issued to the high schooler, Caden Hudson. Which, I mean, at least the high schooler showing some effort out there and really again, we said he's getting into the match and there wasn't a lot of drop-off from the energy.
Exactly. I think he's trying to prove himself to these older guys, and really in the short 5 minutes, 10 minutes that he's been on the field, he's already created a couple of goal-scoring chances, and getting a yellow card there. You don't want to see that, but you still love the effort that he's trying to put in, try to prove his worth on this team, especially as a high schooler, only a senior at Peoria Notre Dame.
Still loose for Chivas. Not sure if you can hear it, but the Peoria Chiefs fireworks are rattling off in downtown Peoria, so don't be alarmed. It sounds like the Chiefs had a win tonight from Shea Stadium. Ball back out wide. Trying to switch the play. It's undercooked, and Hudson's there. Now here comes Caden Hudson. And conflicting runs through the midfield led to that interception. Torres gets it away, and a foul against Emilio Madrigal. And now, again, we've seen some of the power that Chivas has been able to put into some of these free kicks. So even though this is from a good ways out, don't hold your breath, just because, again, it's like, they will lay it off. Initially thought they might set that up and try and play it inside, but Chivas instead decided to go quick. And now trying for the bicycle, and Abasa goes down, takes it off his head, and immediately calling for the trainers as Mark Colston will hurry out to Abasa. That was a scary-looking play. I don't know if the foot caught him or if the ball caught him.
It looked like the ball might have caught him, but either way, from that close distance, you just hope that he's okay, and he's already getting back up and walking it off. But, again, in a close play like that, you just want to make sure that the player is okay, and he's walking off on his own power, which is a good sign.
But they might have to take him out anyway just for precautionary reasons. And just as I look down at the substitution party getting ready to come in for Peoria City, Della Zackley getting ready to check into the contest. It appears we may have a few more bodies getting ready to join the Flying Carp force. Fontana tries to quickly get it outside. Stefanovong looked like he might be the target. Now he's needing some movement. Getting up the field to Steckley. Mayato. Overlapping run, getting it outside. He's onside. Out wide is Hudson on his horse, and now they're calling it back for the offside. And it looked like for a second he might have been onside. Had me fooled. Didn't fool the near side linesman.
Had me fooled too. I'm a little surprised about that one. It was a very close call, and of course they probably have a little bit better angle than we do here, but it looked like Caden Hudson was onside. Just unfortunate there, but fantastic passing here for Peoria City as well. And we are going to see a substitution. It's going to be Joe McGinnis coming out of the game.
Though Zachley's natural position is among the forwards, and McGinnis has put in a heck of a shift tonight in 73 minutes. He has nothing to be disappointed about. Has a goal tonight. So Della Zachley comes into the game. Looks like he'll initially start out in the midfield. They may move forward to join the attack. Trying to get the ball to Leonardo Torres. He's able to put it forward. Here's a chance for Chivas. Fontana couldn't stop it, and Chivas won't be stopped in half number 2. Beautifully fed ball, and Chivas has capitalized on those opportunities here in half number 2. After Peoria City tacked on 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of the first half, Chivas has wasted little time regaining the lead.
And again, I've mentioned it a couple of times throughout this broadcast, but this Chivas side are dangerous off of set pieces and can quickly make things happen. And in a play like that, Peoria City, unfortunately, just was not able to react fast enough. The ball goes in the back of net. Lucas Fontana did not have much of a chance on that play. Chivas has the momentum here. This Peoria City side still has plenty of talent, and they can come back in this one. They're going to have to take the momentum back against the run of play right now.
I've got some exciting news, though, for Peoria City fans. Although that last goal may have hurt, Patrick, do you want to guess the score of the Riverlight FC St. Charles final?
I'm going to go 4-1 St. Charles.
Ended in a 3-3 draw.
A 3-3 draw.
So Riverlight comes back, battles back to steal a point after St. Charles went to their place and had one of the most entertaining games I've ever seen, which also ended 3-3. And so there's just nothing but goals between those two teams. So St. Charles, now it might bite to kind of take a point. They now know how Riverlight felt earlier this season, and that opens things up now for Peoria City, who, again, is a match back technically of those two teams. They'll see Riverlight Saturday, and they'll have St. Charles coming up twice in the schedule very soon. So everything's in front of the Carp now as they get ready for Saturday, but we've still got about 15 minutes left to go here in this one.
It's still a home matchup against Des Moines Menace as well, so you have the other 3 top teams coming to Shea Stadium in the near future for this Peoria City side.
Ball back outside. Can they make it 2 to the good? This one flicked in. Abasa's there first. Abasa again. This is not where Peoria City wants to be. Said they'll play it forward. Can Madrigal? Noah Madrigal. And Noah Madrigal run off the ball. Throw in for Chivas. I think I called him Nick earlier. I want to apologize if that was the case. Had the baseball player Nick Madrigal on my brain earlier today. Ball played forward nicely by Zavala. Zachley trying to run him off. Does so without fouling. Big challenge.
Fantastic tackle there for the sub that just came on a couple of minutes ago. Great tackle by him and a great play developing for Peoria City.
Backside, Hudson. Everybody hold your breath. Hudson back inside, and it was just off the front of the cleat. Now a chance coming the other way. One-on-one, and it's shanked. Might not get a better chance the rest of his season. Just a wicked chance in transition for Chivas, and again, they just continue to find a way to put pressure almost out of a singular pass in the counterattack.
Now it looks like a substitution is going to be coming on for Peoria City maybe before this corner kick. He is actually going to hold before this corner kick, but it is going to be Tommy Graham coming on to the field for Peoria City. He's actually going to come on now before the corner kick.
Here
we'll
it comes.
See who's coming off for him.
So here's Tommy Graham will begin his shift. Now Boss's night is done. 78th minute. There, patio in, corner kick. Take it short. Shot on the way. Turned into more of a cross, but not all too threatening after it was all said and done from Corona. Corona, that is. Carlos Corona also still on the field. Well, again, she was doing a good job of gamesmanship, stopping the run of play and continuing to milk time off the clock. Peoria City will try and hunt back and end their own game in a 3-3 draw. Graham back to Fontana. Outside to Safanovong. Hudson tried to get a piece. Working 1-on-3 essentially. Lays it off to Safanovong. Nice leak through the middle. Madrigal is fouled. Big ball forward here. Madrigal and Axel Leyva nearly had that ball skip over his hands. Mike Pay, we can hear it from up here, really fighting for his guys down on the field. He is very animated about that last series, about how the game was slowed up, and now a foul against Peoria City.
You do love to see that from your head coach as well, fighting for your players. You see that on the field and on the bench. Those players want to play for him. They want to succeed for him. You see that kind of passion. The players want that kind of passion as well, and they're going to take that passion onto the field. You want to see Peoria City in this last 10 minutes and some change for stoppage time. You want to see them take that momentum back and try to get some more offensive play, some offensive link-up, because we haven't seen a ton of that in the second half. If we see the last 10, 15 minutes like we saw in the first half, this Peoria City side might be dangerous.
Peoria City thanks TDK Event Services, the official transportation partner of Peoria City. TDK is your premier destination for luxury transportation and event experience. There's more on their Facebook page today. City, though, mounting the counter. Mayato has to slow it up and look for reinforcements. Here's Safanovong. Zackley. Zackley chips it in behind to Steckley. And Steckley's called offsides. And now it appears Mike Pay will be receiving a yellow card. So Mike Pay will be receiving a yellow after he gets it all out of his system. So we're just waiting now for the goal kick from Leyva. And it was another really close call along that near side.
Really close call for Peoria City, trying to get something going. Just unfortunate with these offsides calls. They've had a couple unfortunate calls, really near misses that could have easily been goals. And a great play for Steckley as well, he's about to play 2 90-minute matches back-to-back, so I give him props for having the endurance and stamina for that and really continuing to play at a high level throughout these 2 games.
Leyva lets it fly. Now Noah Madrigal, and it just goes across the touchline. It will stay with Chivas. Tommy Graham. Again, getting down to about the last 10 minutes or so in this one, plus stoppage time. But Peoria City's going to need to find an avenue forward sooner than later. Now here's a loose one that they could jump on. Miles Safanavong. It's Hudson and Madrigal running forward. Playing it through to Hudson. And it was undercut well by Chivas. Now Chivas, as they have all second half, look to break out in the counter, but now they'll back it up, knowing that time is on their side. Now here's where Peoria City could possibly push them to the sideline. Sfanavong exactly tries to step. And now here's Leonardo Torres for Chivas. Jarred free by Steckley, and he's hit from behind. And there's the foul call against Torres and the yellow incoming. I don't know if we had this many yellows back on the 9th, but the physicality is about the same. Regardless, it's made for a very entertaining match.
It's been an incredibly entertaining 83 minutes, and I'm sure the last couple of minutes in this game with stoppage time is only going to continue being more and more exciting as more and more plays come about. Again, you want to see these main offensive threats for Peoria City, the Caden Hudson, your Noah Madrigal, guys like that need to step up in positions like this. If they can do that, Caden Hudson's already have some great runs. Noah Madrigal almost had the goal earlier. If they can continue that run of creativity, this Peoria City side is going to be in for an interesting last couple of minutes.
Well, they're going to have about 10 minutes or so to get it done. Job is to find a goal. Forward to Madrigal. Might this be it? Madrigal puts one on, and it's blocked away by Leyva. It will stay with Peoria City, but Madrigal asks the questions of Axel Leyva. Now Zackley. He's wrestled up, and a foul and free kick going quickly now. Madrigal whips it backside to Hudson, plays the second touch well. Now goes low. Hudson continue to run on. And a foul against Hudson. Much to the chagrin of the 309.
You still love to see that, though, from the high schooler. Again, trying to prove himself, and really, in his shift so far in this game, has really performed above expectations, has been physical, has created a lot of opportunities, and has created a lot of chaos amongst this Chivas back line. Unfortunately, on a couple of plays there, and unfortunately just a little bit too physical on that play, but you still love to see that from a guy who's playing against guys that are probably 3, 4, 5 years older than him.
A little bit of boom ball. McIntyre, one of the few that still remain from the initial starting lineup, along with Safanavong. 86th minute. Peoria City would like to thank this year's Fieldside Club sponsor, Volkswagen of Peoria, located at 2322 West Van Winkle Way in Peoria. Shop for new and used Volkswagen cars, trucks, and SUVs located in the Auto House of Peoria. And it continues to stay chippy between these two sides. Gotta think Peoria City might play for the block here. The block on that wall means 3 bodies forward against what would be a 2-man back line for Chivas if it takes a good bounce. Axel Leyva, though.
That's a long run back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's blocked and someone just decides to swing their boot into it,
Why
I'm not
not?
sure.
Hey, it's an international exhibition. Let's go for it in these last couple of minutes.
We would dial up Sports Center.
That might be on SportsCenter.
Here we go. 3-man wall for Peoria City. They'll go short. I actually don't hate the strategy there for Chivas. He wastes a little more time, forcing Peoria City to come back out of the shape. But now Steckley's going to try and force on here, and that he does. Still staying on it. Delazakli. Delazakli plays forward to Steckley. Steckley still moving. And it'll be to Chivas for the throw. Big move forward. Chivas looking threatening here. Again, trying to load up, getting advancing ball forward. Foul against Chivas. And a yellow card issued to Chivas. Yeah, it's international exhibition, and if you can waste time doing it, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Exactly. You have about 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes left in time here, and Chivas just trying to come away with the win here. Peoria City trying to push everything forward at this point, go all in and try to score a goal here, tie this game back up, and really just make the end of this game thrilling.
Well, we'll see what happens. If I had to guess, maybe about 3 minutes or so to be tacked back on. So Peoria City will push everybody forward. Fontana will come out. Trying to pick out Madrigal. And it will be a Peoria City throw-in. Mayado tries to go quick. He will drop the ball and lets Caden Hudson take it. And Hudson, strong upper body. This could essentially be used as a corner. They'll try to get it into the mixer.
He's a weapon on the throw-in. Let's see how far he's able to get this one here.
Does get it there. Wow. Madrigal has it fall near him. Now Safanovong. Miles whips it out wide. Now back inside. And it just hugs that back touchline. Time continuing to creep away from Peoria City, and Chivas looking to hold on. It'll stay with Chivas. Chivas, not a lot of room to operate, but they're in no hurry. Nearly stepping in front of it. Unless they play on, but there was a foul. They're going to let advantage go to Chivas. And this is why. They can get out onto the break. A lot of bodies in the box here. Back inside, Tommy Graham slams his right foot into it as we are in the 90th minute. Be a corner kick for Chivas, and they will be in no hurry.
Again, Axel Leyva playing a really high line still, even in the latter parts of this game. Still playing a high line. You expect to see Peoria City, if they're able to get something here, trying to get it to Caden Hudson.
Graham's able to get there. This one put into the trees by Chivas.
The referee has determined that there will be approximately 6 minutes of stoppage time.
So a larger amount than what we were expecting. 6 minutes of stoppage time to be added back on. So we are into stoppage time now. Do we have an all-time ending here in Copa Peoria? Long ball. Hudson gets it free! Might it be Peoria City possession? And they're going to say linesman whistled initially for offsides. It appears that will indeed be the call.
It does indeed to be the call, but again, fantastic speed on Caden Hudson there. Nearly is able to get control of that ball and put it in the back of the net. Just unfortunate there for the youngster, but really fantastic play for him. Showing off the speed and showing off why he's going to be one of the top high school recruits, certainly.
Fonovong. This is the header. Now Chivas can break. So we've just about elapsed the first minute of 6 here in stoppage time. City able to get forward. They're going to have to find openings. somehow dancing out of traffic. And it's undercut trying to get to Steckley. Those are the passes they're going to have to try and make here. It's a close window, but Chivas will be playing the steal more or less, and Peoria City can get one by. It'd be numbers the other way. But Chivas, again, has just done a spectacular job tonight at getting in the gaps.
Be a player down for Peoria City.
It's like Della Zackley, number 14, is down, and time will continue to run. So we are about at the 2-minute mark, and now the trainer will have to come out, and they're hoping that it's just cramps. Zackley hasn't appeared in much this season. So maybe just not quite there in game shape.
Again, in the last couple of minutes in this game, you want to find your playmakers, and right now, Caden Hudson is that spark for this Peoria City side. Has had multiple goal-scoring chances, just not able to put anything in the back of the net. But like Joao Suaiva, who is a magician with the ball at his feet, Caden Hudson, again, is a fantastic player, very speedy player, and we've seen him break off a couple of good runs, try to get the ball. I guess they get the ball to him in the last couple of minutes in this game and see what he can do with the ball at his feet.
Nearing the 3-minute mark of stoppage time, but they may let this go just a little bit longer. So it'll be Leyva to have the honors as they are able to get Zackley off the field.
Peoria City substitution, 24, Quentin Heineck.
So Quentin Heineck sees his first action with Peoria City this season in a big spot. It only takes one shot. That's what everybody says. Peoria City will be hunting that one shot. McIntyre couldn't quite win it. Emilio Madrigal and Safanavong the nearest there for City. Played up to Hudson in the very promising high school product. Maybe got called for a handball on Chivas. And again, this is one of the antics that they've done within the sportsmanship of the game. Maybe not in this spot. It's been a fiery affair. We're just about 4 minutes gone of 6 here in stoppage time.
Plenty more stoppage time to come for sure in this one. Probably another 2-3 minutes potentially.
Still taking a while to get organized. Safanavong will be there. Tries to get the second touch. Heineck chips it forward to Steckley. Who's going to get in the box? It's blocked out of play and a throw in for City. 4.5 minutes to go. Gone here in stoppage time as Hudson, we saw him do it earlier. This thing's going to go right to the heart of the penalty area. Mike Pay hollering for Safanavong. Be there for something long out. You could take a run onto it. Into the box, it's loose, and Leyva, strong hands, hauls it in.
Great save there by Leyva. Again, holding on to that ball with Peoria City players all around him. Gets the composure and saves that ball, but still a fantastic throw by Caden Hudson. I expect to see something, a goal maybe off of a Caden Hudson throw later in the season. Would have loved one there, but again, having a player like that with a weapon of a throw is going to be useful come the rest of this season. Just unfortunate for Peoria City there.
Here comes Chivas. 5.5 minutes gone in stoppage time. David Zavala working against Steckley. That's been a matchup all night long. Zavala sneaks through. And a corner kick coming. The Castle's patio in corner kick. So Chivas taking their time getting it to the corner, as they should. So we are over the 6 minutes. The referees initially spotted for stoppage time, meaning it'll probably end any moment. Ball whipped inside and chipped over and nearly put in that upper 90. Fontana tries to get it away. This might be the last push forward for Peoria City. Here's it's Rodriguez. It goes out of play to Chivas. Substitution coming into the ball game for Peoria City. And again, now we're kind of getting into that time where you had the stoppages after the interactions between the runs of play, as Owen Passetti makes his first appearance tonight. Now the linesman urging Chivas to get going, because now it doesn't matter if they really waste time, and it's going to get put back on at the end. Graham. Emilio Madrigal overran it. Now it's back outside. 7.5 gone in stoppage time. Svanavong. A foul against Chivas. You can just tell tired legs now for Peoria City, and a missed click as well through the midfield. And there is the full-time stoppage whistle. The final score here in the second leg of Copa Peoria. It's Chivas de Guadalajara 3, Peoria City 2. Patrick, heck of a game.
What a fantastic game we were treated to tonight. Again, really fantastic crowd, mainly Chivas fans, but still a fantastic crowd, fantastic play on the field. 5 goals in total, and although the result doesn't go the way of Peoria City tonight, there's still a lot to be proud of against a very tough Chivas team coming here from Mexico and playing all these top teams from across the country. Again, really fantastic play from Chivas. I will give them their credit. They played a fantastic game. A lot of great players on this team. And for Peoria City, again, there's still a lot to be proud of. They played a fantastic game in spurts. Going into Saturday, it is going to be an important one against Riverlight. Even though it ends up in a tie for that game between Riverlight and St. Charles, it's still going to be a very important game for the Heartland Division.
All right, we're going to step aside for a short break, but we'll be right back to put a bow on this one. You've been watching Copa Peoria.
Divisional matchup with St. Charles FC.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to put a bow on this one. I want to thank our great sponsors that make this broadcast and others like it in the future possible. Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Sommer Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group, and personal training and more at the house. Well, Patrick, we kind of hinted on it after the result tonight down in Missouri, and Peoria City's key players essentially getting the night off. This sets up a really fun one on the weekend.
This is going to be a fun one on Saturday night against Riverlight FC. Again, 2 top teams, 2 teams that you know very well, 2 teams that are going to be competing at their absolute best to try and take away 3 points in that one, going into a very competitive second half of the season between the top 4 teams.
Again, just want to run you down a list of the standings to this point in the Heartland Division. St. Charles FC stands a game up on everybody, but ahead after the draw tonight. Riverlight FC earns a point, so slightly jumps ahead of Peoria City, who for the time being will hold in 3rd. Des Moines Menace behind them, Chicago City SC, and the Dutch Lions behind them. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and we will hopefully see you here at Shea Stadium on the 15th when Peoria City hosts Riverlight FC.